Welcome back, everyone. In today's Blender tutorial, I'll show you how to create a realistic procedural orange material from scratch. Let's get started. First, press Shift+A and add a UV sphere to the scene. Increase its subdivisions to 6 to give us enough geometry for creating fine procedural details. If we switch to wireframe view, you can see that the sphere now has a much denser mesh, which will work much better for this material. Next, split the viewport. Keep one side in rendered view so you can preview all the changes in real time, while using the other side to edit the material. Now, enable the lighting setup we've already prepared. This will help us see the material more accurately as we build it. Finally, select the sphere and click New to create a new material. Now we're ready to start building our procedural orange material from scratch. Next, press Shift+A and add a Voronoi texture node. To preview the texture, hold Ctrl plus Shift and left-click on the Voronoi texture node. It automatically connects the node to the material output, so any changes you make to the Voronoi texture will be visible instantly in the rendered viewport. Now, with the Voronoi texture selected, press Ctrl plus T. This automatically adds a texture coordinate node and a mapping node, both connected to the Voronoi texture. These nodes make it easy to control how the procedural texture is mapped onto the object. For this material, we don't need the mapping node, so go ahead and delete it. Next, connect the object output from the texture coordinate node to the vector input of the Voronoi texture. Using object coordinates keeps the procedural texture stable in 3D space. In the Voronoi texture settings, change the feature from F1 to Smooth F1. Set the smoothness value to 0.3. This softens the cell edges, creating a more natural orange peel texture. Next, increase the scale to around 77. You can adjust this value depending on the level of detail you want, but your result should look similar to what's shown on screen. Now, add a color ramp node and place it between the Voronoi texture and the material output. Then, connect the color output of the color ramp to the base color input of the principled BSDF. Finally, hold Ctrl plus Shift and left-click on the principled BSDF node to reconnect it to the material output. This lets you preview the complete material with the base color applied. Next, adjust the color ramp and set the main color to a vibrant orange. This gives the material its characteristic orange peel appearance. Now, adjust the colors in the color ramp to match the values I'm using on screen. Feel free to fine-tune them until you achieve a natural orange peel look. Now, go to the Specular section and adjust the tint value. This adds a subtle color tint to the highlights, making the material look more natural. Next, select the Voronoi texture node and press Ctrl D to duplicate it. Select the Voronoi texture node, then hold Ctrl Shift and left-click to connect it to the material output. Now, adjust the scale value until you achieve the desired texture density. Connect Voronoi texture to the normal input of the principled BSDF. Add a bump node. Connect the distance output of the duplicated Voronoi texture to the height input of the bump node. Set the strength to 3. You can adjust this value to suit your scene. Also connect with roughness. Now, to control the surface roughness, add a color ramp node between the Voronoi texture that's driving the roughness and the roughness input of the principled BSDF. Adjust the color ramp until the roughness closely matches the texture of a real orange peel, with subtle variation across the surface. Next, add a noise texture node. To preview it, hold Ctrl plus Shift and left-click on the noise texture node. This connects it to the material output so you can see the texture in the rendered viewport. Set the scale to 10 and the detail to 15. This adds fine surface variation, making the orange peel look more natural. Now, duplicate the bump node by pressing Ctrl D. Connect the FAC output of the noise texture to the height input of the duplicated bump node, and combine it with your existing normal setup. Adjust the strength of the bump node until you get subtle surface detail. The exact value may vary depending on your scene, so tweak it until it looks right. Finally, make a few small adjustments to the node settings until the material closely matches the appearance of a real orange, with a natural peel texture and realistic surface detail. And that's it. Our procedural orange material is now complete and closely resembles the surface of a real orange. With just a few procedural nodes, we've created a realistic orange peel texture that's fully customizable, no image textures required. You can easily adjust the colors, bump strength, and texture scale to create different varieties of oranges or even other citrus fruits. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss future Blender tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.